Hi guys, it's Richa here again, and today we are making a Western coastal Indian curry. It's called Malvani Chicken curry. Malvani cuisine is a cuisine from the Western coastal region of India, and it overlaps with Maharashtrian and Goan cuisine. You'll get influences from both the cuisines in the dishes of the Malvani cuisine. A lot of the dishes in this cuisine are fish, chicken, or local meat oriented. We're taking a chicken curry and making a vegan version of it, so we're making the nice sauce. We're making the Malwari spice mix from scratch. You can use a Malwari garam masala if you can find it from the Indian stores. That'll reduce the amount of work you need to make this recipe, or you can make it from scratch. If you're up for it, it's just take all of the spices and blend them together. This curry is known by its really deep red color. That is because of either the Baiti chilies or the Kashmiri chilies. It also depends on the brand of the chilies. If you're using paprika, it will be a little less red, but it'll still have a ton of flavor. So definitely try this one. It's absolutely delicious. We'll also be making the wet sauce, that's the vatan, with some onion and coconut that we add to this chicken curry. So you don't need any cream element. The onion and the coconut will make this delicious sauce that we will pair with some tofu that has been also tossed in some of the Marwari masala and crisped up on the skillet, or you can bake the tofu. You can use other vegan chicken substitutes that you like as well, or use soy curls, seitan. You can use chickpeas or beans instead, or add some roasted veggies. All of the flavor is in the sauce, so you can use the sauce however you like. So let's get cooking. So first we're gonna make the Malwani masala with a bunch of spices with some coriander, cumin, turmeric, cinnamon, clove, black and green cardamom. Instead of using the Baiti chilies and toasting them and making the powder, I'm using Kashmiri chili powder for a quicker version. If you can find some Baiti chilies, then definitely use that, powder them as well into the spice blend and use. That's your really delicious Malwani caramel. Now for our chicken, we have some pressed vertebrae extra firm tofu that we're gonna tear into some bite-sized pieces and add to the bowl. Just any organic shapes that are about 3/4 to an inch. Now we're gonna add a teaspoon worth of the Malwari masala that we made earlier. And then this is some cornstarch, salt, and garlic powder. And then we can pan fry this or bake it. So let's do that. Let's make the vatan. We're gonna use about a half cup of chopped onion and a green chili. You can use serrano, Indian green chilies, or if you're up for it, a Thai green chili that's really hot. A bit of salt. Once the onions are kind of translucent and golden, add in your coconut. You can use fresh, frozen, or dried coconut here. Fresh will yield the best result. I usually use frozen fresh coconut, keeps in your fridge for like a lot of time, about 6 to 8 months. I just portion it into ice cubes or like a tablespoon worth and keep it in the freezer. Once the coconut is somewhat golden, switch off the heat, transfer this to a blender. We blend this up with about a cup of water. Let's make our sauce. Add some curry leaves. Then add all of the onions and some salt. And cook the onion down until it's golden. Add a little bit of water to help the onions brown evenly. Also helps conduct the heat from the pan. Onion is kind of done. Reduce the heat in the pan so that the spices don't burn. We'll add our Malwani masala, the blend that we blended up earlier. That sounds so good. Add your ginger garlic paste or some minced ginger and garlic. Once the ginger garlic has like kind of cooked for about half a minute, add in the blended vatan, and we'll rinse out the blender with about a cup of water. If you're up for it, rinse out the blender with just about a quarter cup of water and then cook the red sauce down until the sauce starts to leave oil, and then add more water and bring it to a boil. Or you can just proceed like how I am right now, adding all of the liquid right now and then bringing it to a boil and simmering it for a few minutes before we add in the tofu. If you're using beans or soy curls, you can add them at this point. Add some salt if you didn't add it earlier with the spices. Let the sauce simmer for at least 5 minutes or so before adding in the tofu so that all of the flavors can meld. Cook that sauce down and it's all really nicely roasted and it has thickened a lot, so you can add in some water, or if you want it creamier you can add in some non-dairy milk. We'll add in our crisped up tofu. These crackly edges of the tofu pick up the sauce so well. Hold all of that tofu in and then cover and let this simmer for 5 minutes or so. Then we'll garnish it with some cilantro and serve it with naan, other flatbreads of choice, some rice. It actually goes really well with rice. A lot of the Indian recipes call for cilantro either in the recipe, but for most of them it's just garnish. So if you don't like it, just skip the cilantro, use a different herb for garnishing, or just don't use a garnish. Now that is one fantastically delicious Khupas Chan Ekdam Jhakas Malvani chicken curry. Let me know in the comments either here on this video or on the blog if you tried this recipe, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you next time. That's pretty. That's spicy.